Here we are at the beach. It's Cinco de Mayo and we're at Hapuna Beach. There's Grandpa. And I'm here too. And we just have this lovely beach we're looking at, and I brought a book along for you guys to enjoy. I don't know if you can see, but there's a boat out there on the horizon right there. Okay, so the name of our book is called Sand to Sea, Marine Life of Hawaii, written by Stephanie Feeney, Ann Fielding, with photographs by Ed Robertson and others. Let me get to the first page here. It's going to be a little windy, so you'll have to bear with me. Anyway, it says Sand to Sea, Marine Life of Hawaii. About the book. The beautiful photographs in this book show the plants and animals that live at the beach, in the tide pools, on the reef, and in the ocean surrounding Hawaii. In the text, we describe how creatures of the sea live, how they protect themselves, and how they interact with each other. We also give guidelines that will help you have a safe, enjoyable experience at the beach and in the water. This book is written for children, though adults who love the ocean will enjoy it too. We hope that it will help you know and appreciate the very special world of Hawaii's shores and ocean. Let's go to the beach. It's fun to play in the water and dig in the sand. The beach is a good place to begin to learn about marine life, plants and animals that live in the ocean. It's going to be hard with the wind. Most beaches in Hawaii have beautiful white sand, but some have black sand. Waves pounding for many years grind white coral, black lava rock, and colorful shells into sand. Look carefully at a handful of sand and see if you can tell what it's made of. On the beach, you may find seashells, glass balls, strange-shaped rocks, and pieces of coral and glass washed smooth by the waves. Sit quietly and watch the sand. You may see small ghost crabs peeking out of their holes and scurrying across the beach. If you explore the rocky areas near the beach, you may see quick, long-legged black crabs called a'amaa in Hawaii that live on the wave-splashed rocks. They have a hard outer skeleton for protection. Small sea snails called nerites, also called by the Hawaiian name pipipi, and periwinkles live in clusters on the rocks near the ocean. The PPPs are round and black, and periwinkles are gray and pointed. So those are the PPPs, and those are the periwinkles. At high tide, the sea covers the rocks near the shore. At low tide, the sea moves away from the shore, and some water is left behind in shallow reef areas and in rocky tide pools. When you walk from the shore into the water, there's a whole new world to explore. During low tide, you can see many interesting sights in the reefs and the pools. Colorful seaweeds live in the shallow water. They get energy from the sun to live and grow. Seaweed provides food, hiding places, and oxygen for sea animals. Some seaweeds are soft and flexible. Others are brightly colored and form a hard crust on the rocks. If you turn over a rock or look in a hole, you may find small crabs, sea urchins, and other animals hiding in there. Sea urchins are covered with spines that protect them. They have tube feet, which are slender tentacles with suction cups that hold onto the rocks. Rock-boring urchins dig holes in the rocks. Collector urchins hold bits of rock, shell, and seaweed on their bodies. Sausage-shaped sea cucumbers live on the sand or under rocks. Some of them will squirt out water or sticky white strings if you pick them up. Ew. Black brittle sea stars live in dark places under the rocks. They move very quickly when they are disturbed. A brittle star can break off an arm to escape from predators and grow a new one later. Soft-bodied snails, called sea hares, have 2 pairs of tentacles that look like ears. They live under rocks and around seaweed. Sea snails move by inching their way along on a strong muscle called a foot. The empty shells that you find on the beach were the outer skeletons of sea snails. Sometimes hermit crabs find small snail shells and live in them. Spaghetti worms protect their soft bodies by burrowing between the rocks. They collect food with long white tentacles. Some fishes live in the safety of tide pools when they are very young. When they get bigger, they go to deeper ocean. Other fishes, including blennies and gobies, live on the tide pools their entire life. And that's a goby. Blennies rest with their tails curled and jump from pool to pool when they are startled. Gobies, opu'u in Hawaiian, dart straight ahead and have a suction cup on their undersides to hold them on the rocks. That's what it looks like when we swim at Kealakekua. It's beautiful blue water. In the deeper water beyond the tide pools, there are hills and valleys of rock and coral. The beautiful undersea world can be explored by snorkeling. Coral are colonies of tiny flower-shaped animals that secrete hard white limestone. A coral colony consists of a thin, delicate layer of live animals growing over a thick layer of limestone that were produced over many years. The live coral colonies are usually brown or yellow-green, but sometimes they are pink and lavender. You may see cauliflower, finger, and lobe-shaped coral colonies. Coral reefs are made up of coral colonies, hard seaweed, and other stony materials. It takes a long time for them to form. Many kinds of sea animals make their homes on and inside the coral reef. The freckled sea star and green sea star have 5 arms. Sometimes a sea star detaches one of its arms and grows a new one. The arm that comes off, called a comet, becomes a new sea star. Found a star.